A love letter to the NFT space. Why alignment of incentives was always the solution. How diffusion of responsibility is the key roadblock for change. In a market filled with self-serving, extractive asshats, the most important variable is integrity plus alignment plus consistency plus reward. That equation equals PFPEPE, the Blue Chip PFP Pepe project the space needs but doesn't have. Just like ICT tried to create before, the market. The FED Cognitive Bias Partners. Operation Choke Point 2.0. IRL Responsibilities. All got in the way. ICT previous NFT projects were artist first, royalties first, and ICT previous NFT projects, regardless of market effects and naming restriction, were always art. First, artist first, royalties enforced. Long-term commitment, like Max Payne, Color Study, Checks, Openpen, or Otherside, is the real test of a founder or artist's commitment. Perseverance through negative market conditions is the test of that commitment. The goal was using market ROI potential of holders getting gated membership benefits to spread awareness of great ART, in turn turning pass holders into the strongest, aligned cheerleaders of both the project itself and the artists contributing to the project's art. That programmatic execution caused real interaction between holders and artists, collectors buying and supporting works outside of the ICT previous NFT Projects system. It was onboarding real and new collectors into artists' work within that system's sphere. ICT previous NFT projects were first. Proof came to market faster. They had a team and VC funding. ICT had himself and one co-founder. After came former project members who used the roadmap, membership Discord, and artist interactions to copy and paste the roadmap and intent of the project. ICT didn't hold ill will towards them. A good idea is going to get emulated. But like anything in life, there is a right and wrong way of doing things. Stealing an idea is one thing. Front-running announcements, forming your own mirror image project with large investment and monetary backing, and reaching out with that money to poach artists you knew ICT Project was working on getting onboarded, is another thing. The people I'm speaking of know exactly who they are. I don't need to call them out. Karma can be a motherfucker. For context, ICT Previous Art. First project had the following budget and investment. -$0. -$0 VC or investment or seed money. 1x idea, 2x founders. Endless hours of DMs buying art, online in perpetuity. Months of time and focus reallocated from relationships. The entire thing was built on trust, aligned incentives, love of art, and community. But 3 members specifically did the biggest form of flattery. By using Discord conversations and private DMs to use money and private conversations to grift like a politician, they didn't just weth everything and leave. That came later, LOL. If I would have put their new and innovative idea into ChatGPT, it would have said, copyright infringement, theft of intellectual property and ideas, project espionage. But I don't hold a grudge. I don't even know what happened to those projects, as living in the past is the only way to ensure don't move forward. ICT previous NFT projects were completely organic. They used relationships and aligned incentives for execution. KRO, COZOMO, Kribarat, Cyborg Noman, and other large collectors were members, along with many of the contributing artists. The artists' work contributing spoke for itself. The blind side gap, the failure risk, was not fully appreciated. ICT did not think royalties would go away. They were the foundational and critical use case of NFTs as a sector. Royalites were how the project minted once, and then you were locked in for great art and other innovations, membership benefits, for 2 years. Recurring revenue built on continually increased value propositions, income from secondary sales as the team executed, and bigger artists and collectors became program champions, was the business model. Then Blur really fucked the space. The sustainable business model collapsed, visible in secondary prices and the overall demeanor of the market. When ICT needed to step away due to IRL responsibilities and Operation Choke Point 2.0 banking/funding risk, he made sure ICT previous NFT project had a quality replacement, smart, capable, a good collector, who had already apparently been pitching the idea to the other co-founder. When the partner briefed a rebrand and a move to Solana, ICT stepped back entirely. If they wanted his opinion, it was a colossal mistake, certain project death, predictable and inevitable. You don't know what you have until it's gone. You take people for granted for long enough. They won't be there when you need them. Don't forget who got you to the dance in the first place. Right founders, BTC/ETH, are the only chains that matter. Everything else is secondary and developmental. ICT is a program manager and artist/talent relationship specialist. This is why he gets recruited IRL by banksters and wealth management divisions. He knows markets better than their bosses, and knows how to close deals. But he would never work for the many of the same people who are at the core of the problem in markets and society as a whole. People are people. Markets are markets. Projects are projects. Success requires principles, aligned incentives top to bottom, supply control, holders treated like shareholders, aligned strategies, integrity, non-negotiable. People think ICT is a know-it-all, a narcissist, fill in the blank. People mistake confidence for ego. People attack character when their arguments fail on merit. He stopped caring what people thought about 15 years ago. It became his superpower, one that he passed on to his children. He learns from graybeards, from history, from the people who were already successful at what he is trying to learn and master. This allows ICT to close the OODA loop faster than the enemy on the battlefield, in the market, or in the challenges that life inevitably throws your way. ICT no different or more talented than anyone else. He just applied what he learned during his SOF carrier to everything he does. Just don't quit. Take one more step, just get to the next RV and then decide if you want to quit. The mind gives out long before the body does. You may be a temple, but if you don't train and harden your mind and spirit, the strength of your body will fail inevitably as the balance is off. Off by a lot. No system or program can run optimally if the balance is off and the priorities are misaligned. No sugarcoating. Have some balls. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what's broken before consensus makes it safe. Asymmetric upside and risk come from the same place. Diffusion of responsibility. Waiting for someone else to save you. Indifference is destruction. If there is one thing I can assure you, if you take one thing from this, nobody is coming to save you. You have to do it yourself. God gave us free will for a reason. Anyone who doesn't believe his actions and consequences or responsibility is delusional, or it allows them to excuse away their misdeeds or lack of character to do what's right. They also can't hold two independent ideas in their head at the same time. I believe in free will and that everything happens for a reason. You are who you are. because of what happened to you before, combined with the choices that you made and the lessons of those experiences that you applied going forward. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has a reason they were put here. The journey and struggle of life is finding that purpose. This thing we all collectively experience is a choose-your-own-adventure book. The path is not predetermined, but the outcomes are set depending on what path you decide to choose. We all know right from wrong. Every civilization converges on the same truth. The golden rule. Do the right thing, especially when nobody is looking. PFPEPESTR. PFPEPSTR will be ICT and BB 88, BB use case example of what we believe is the correct strategy. Going forward for not just his incredible Pepe collection, but for the space as a whole. Executed, programmatically based on all the foundational principles discussed in this article. BB 88. BB talent as an artist, not debatable. Quality of PFPEPE as a collection, not debatable. The space needs a Blue Chip Pepe PFP project. It already has one. But the market conditions and one-minute leverage mindset pervasive in the space just blind people from the potential, because their incentives are all wrong. This will be our proof of work, and we will let the market decide. ICT, I will leave you with this. I encourage you to read it. The Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Learn from parents, teachers, friends, pastors, imams, or rabbis. It doesn't matter the context. It's the content that is universal. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Matthew 7-12. Confucian mentions. Do not do to others what is harmful to yourself. Negative golden rule. Stoic, Seneca. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Hierarchical version. Sikhism. I am a stranger to no one, and no one is a stranger to me. Indeed, I am a friend to all. Modern twist, Linus Pauling. Do unto others 25% better than you expect them to do unto you. The 25% is for error. Yes, libertarians make no exceptions to the golden rule and provide no moral loophole, no double standard for government. That is, libertarians believe that murder is murder and does not become sanctified by reasons of state if committed by the government. We believe that theft is theft and does not become legitimated because organized robbers call their theft taxation. We believe that enslavement is enslavement even if the institution committing that act calls it conscription. In short, the key to libertarian theory is that it makes no exceptions in its universal ethic for government. Murray N. Rothbard. For more than half an hour, 38 respectable, law-abiding citizens in Queens watched a killer stalk and stab a woman in 3 separate attacks in Kew Gardens. Twice, the sound of their voices and the sudden glow of their bedroom lights interrupted him and frightened him off. Each time he returned, sought her out, and stabbed her again. Not one person telephoned the police during the assault. One witness called after the woman was dead. Manning, R., Levine, M., and Collins. The Kitty Genovese murder and the social psychology of helping. The parable of the 38 witnesses. University of the West of England, Bristol, and Lancaster University. The Kitty Genovese murder and the social psychology of helping.